BlazeBodyz. Hey everyone, listen, I already did a Ask the Sarge earlier this week, but coming up here on September 8th will be the anniversary of the passing of my brother. Now, I think I've talked about this before in the past. I'm pretty sure I have. And I did recently do a video talking about my brother's birthday. But today, obviously, this video is more significant as it deals with the loss of my brother. And I don't think I've gotten into specifics of what exactly happened in the past, but for the most part, my brother. It was during the time of the recession. Things weren't that great as far as the economy goes. He was out busting his tail, doing masonry, and my father taught him everything he knows. And this Bill was really good at it. I mean, he didn't do well in school. He he had a hard time getting through high school, and he did eventually get his GED, and he did actually enroll in college. He was going to a community college for engineering. But during all this time, while things were getting crazy with the economy, he lost his truck. The work wasn't there. As great of a mason as he was, there was no work at the time, and that put my brother into some serious depression. And it was bad. It was hard enough growing up in the way that we did, and my brother taking things a little bit more personal because he was the middle kid. So he took it hard. He took it pretty hard, and he was trying to do something about it. And when they did repo his truck, he got really depressed about it, and he decided he's going to go down south. He ended up driving down south with barely any money in his pocket. I think he had like $100 in a credit card. And he drove down to Florida, and he went and looked for a job, and he immediately got hired by a really big construction company, and paying pretty good money back then. He was doing all right. He got an apartment. He was living down there. His wife, who had just recently had their daughter, they drove down there and to visit, and things were going pretty good. He was getting his act together. And then, unfortunately, one very tragic day, things went wrong, and we lost my brother. There was an accident on the site, and it was actually really bad. It was all over the news. It was terrible. And again, I remember coming home that day from work. Something just didn't feel right. We didn't know yet, but something felt off. I couldn't put my finger on it. Went off to the gym that day. Couldn't get through my workout. Something was just it was getting me. I couldn't put my head on it. Something was just wrong, So I ended up coming home, and we got the phone call, and man, I can't. If you've ever experienced losing a loved one, such as your brother or your sister, or God forbid anybody for that matter, to watch your parents, my dad specifically, go through that, it's so painful to watch. My dad was so, even to this day, so darn upset, and that was like over 22 years ago, and he'll never be over it. A parent should never lose their child. It's awful. And you know, again, this video today is not to. No, I don't want to be on a sad note. It's, you know, I look at it as a good thing. Believe it or not, I know that sounds crazy, but my brother was he was sad. He was a sad, misguided kid who took things personal because of us growing up with my mom. So he, you know, I joke around. I joke around a lot and say only the good die young, and that's why we're all still here. My brother, you know, he lost his life at 26. I was 27, and he's up there looking down and on that construction site in the sky, looking down at us. I'm sure smiling, because my dad is, although he'll never get over the loss of my brother, my dad he's happy and in love again after losing my mom 7-8 years ago. And my brother's got a beautiful daughter, Megan, who looks just like him. And he would be up there happy, feeling good, and he's hanging out with my mom up there. And I just want to say, we love and miss you, Bill. And I've said this before. One of my biggest regrets was not being closer with my brother. And my advice to all of you would be, don't take time. I've said this before too. Don't take life or time for granted. Take every opportunity you can to tell the people you love that you love them. Because it could be over in a minute. You know, it could be over in a minute, and you won't get that opportunity again. You know, a lot of times I train a lot of younger kids here. I train some, you know, siblings, the brothers, both brothers, you know, whatever. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, you can tell that they're fighting and all. And I just tell them, look, you know, this will pass. And, you know, don't waste time being mad over stupid stuff. Get over it. Because you only get one brother or sister, or sometimes a few. But you only get one of those in a lifetime. So cherish every second of it. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna say, you know, again, on this upcoming day of September 8th, which was 1993, my brother went up to that big job site in the sky with trowel in hand and cement, contributing towards fixing some masonry repair up there in heaven, hanging out with my mom. I just want to say we all love you, Bill. We all think about you, and we're all proud of you. I was proud of you then. I never said it enough. I'm saying it now. And we will forever love you. All right? So we'll see you all soon. And thanks for coming by, and hope you all have a great weekend.